You guys said we were doing Halloween costumes.
What?
Oh, man. October 30th.
October
Spooky season.
30th. It is spooky season. It is also Throughput Thursday. And Jessup, while we don't have costumes on, you look fantastic. You're tremendous.
The Rey Mysterio of the Monad community.
Nacho!
Oh, my goodness.
Incredible. Incredible start to a great day. It is a great day.
It is. It is a great day. Danny, what day is it?
It is my favorite day of the week. It should be your favorite day of the week as well. It is Throughput Thursday, and this is Monad in the morning.
Nice intro on that, Danny.
That was crispy.
Yeah,
This
that
is
was
episode
crispy.
36. We're starting to get it down.
Absolutely, that was crispy, just like a Krispy Kreme donut. A couple Krispy Kreme donuts flying around today. Day 3 of the Monad airdrop boxes. A lot of people were curious. What does community last mean? Well, now they know. Day 3 was obviously the juiciest day for the Monad community. So we're getting a lot of heartfelt messages coming in right now. Shout out Happy Substack, actually. Happy was the one I read like just before coming on stream. We can't pin stuff to stream, but reading his, that's like the easiest guy to root for in the world. So smart, stuck around, did everything right. When he thought,
If you send me a screenshot, I could throw it up.
a screenshot or a link?
If a screenshot would be easier. Or is it?
But yeah, stuck around, did everything right. Super smart. There was some stuff Mono was doing that he kind of disagreed with, voiced it. Things like it was a great relationship, and then Happy is pumped.
And that's like good, right? Like it's not for show, right? Like community are stakeholders in the Monad network. That means your thoughts, opinions, perspectives, ideas matter. And I think this is just a way of kind of showing that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Definitely learned a lesson. It is extremely hard to give away things on the internet.
Yes.
You wouldn't think so. I don't recommend it for most people. But it was very exciting. I'm pumped we did the boxes. I think a lot of people, they just like to talk about the boxes. Shout out Tunes on the boxes, being the mastermind behind this. Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. Like you want it to be fun. Like that's in crypto, you have only a couple days of euphoria, typically a year, and then a lot of the rest of it is boring from like a perspective of announcements, updates, crazy price action. The rest of it is just like hanging out with your friends, doing research, finding things that you're interested in. Are your interns watching possibly Spam do his day 3 unboxing? And
enormous.
It is big.
Possibly Span, dude. So possibly Span just did an airdrop live reaction. 3 million Mon. Oh my god.
I'm loving these like live unboxing, like live reveals, like people on stream. Like
Spam's was great.
Spam's a non, and he's doing it. Like I really love watching these. It's been one of the highlights of my week for sure. Spam on stream is always something.
Oh my god.
Actually, though, relevant reminder. So today is day 3 of the optional early reveal, the unboxing. The golden tickets are flying around, but the claim portal is still open for a few more days until November 3rd. You can, if you haven't participated in the early reveal, you can still connect your identifiers on claim.monad.xyz. You can still change your claim wallet until November 3rd. After November 3rd, you cannot. So want to make that clear. The airdrop claim is still live. It will continue to be live for a few more days, but November 3rd is the hard cutoff. So
and it's November 3rd at 9 a.m. Eastern. So for everyone out there who's like me, put it November 2nd on your calendar. Or just do it right now.
We even have we lose the hour, I believe. So.
Oh, yeah.
And in some
weekend.
time zones.
Could you imagine? You're like, I'm going to do it on the last hour, but we lost it. Oh, my gosh. Wait, do we gain an hour, I believe?
No. Lose it now.
We gain an hour of sleep.
We gain.
We gain an hour.
Yeah.
All right,
Fall
so
back.
you just set it.
Oh, fall back. Yeah.
Set it for, so the deadline, I guess, is 10 a.m. today's time on Eastern.
Just do it.
Yeah, just don't cut it. Don't cut it down to the wire. We don't want to see people losing out on opportunity, of course. But yeah, that's the main thing. Hope everyone's enjoying the day 3 of the unboxing. If you haven't participated yet, you can still check your eligibility. You can still claim until November 3rd. So probably worth checking and going and doing that if you haven't done it already.
We have some other exciting things lined up. It's crazy to me, like us on stream right now, we know what's about to happen over the next few weeks. It's pretty sick. You guys watching this have no idea. And so our job is basically to say things that we can say that allude to the things that are going to happen without giving too much detail, but by giving enough so that it doesn't seem like we're saying nothing.
You basically just said
Which is exactly what I just did. However, next week we're going to find out when Monad's launching. I think I can just definitively say this. We will find out the exact date Monad is launching next week. And then there are some other, every week will be bigger. I think that's very fair to say.
Honestly, this is like, you could use the F around and find out meme. That's normally used in negative context. This is like the best context of the F around and find out meme, because as a community, we've just been effing around for 3 years, but also doing things
and finding out
and
about
and
parallel
doing good
EVM
things, and finding out at the same time. But now we're really going to find out. So that's, that's exciting. That's going to be fun for sure. Today, Throughput Thursday, episode 36, Monad in the Morning. We've got an all-star lineup. We have 4 killer guest slots lined up. First, in just a moment, we are going to bring on the legend from the Pudgy Penguins community, Joey Moose. Very excited to have Joey on. Joey will be followed by...
Do you think he'll say the line?
I
We'll
hope
be like,
so.
Joey, say the line, say the line. I am my penguin. All right.
I hope so. We'll find out.
Yeah.
After Joey, we're going to bring on the Monorail co-founders, native app building on top of Monad at 11 a.m. Then we are going to bring in JC, founder of Town Square, another super cool app building on Monad at 11:30. And last but not least, at 12 noon Eastern time, we are going to bring on Alex, CEO of Nansen. So action-packed lineup today. You can expect a lot of these S-tier guests over the next couple weeks. There's big news to unpack, a lot of excitement, and a lot of new people are discovering Monad as a layer 1 kind of for the first time now. Maybe they've heard about it previously, but didn't go actually look into what the tech is, what's trying to be done here. And now, especially with the airdrop claim, a lot of CT is eligible. People are trying to get a little bit more information about Monad, and part of that is the ecosystem of applications. So for community members who have been around for a long time, you can serve as guides to the ecosystem and, help new people who are kind of joining the Monad community now discover the hottest ecosystem apps that will be live on day 1 of Monad mainnet. So I think we got to bring
he's
Joey.
sitting in the green room just going ham. So
All right, let's do it.
All right, without
Headphones up.
further ado, the one, the only, Joey Moose.
Oh! What a day.
Season.
Spooky season. Joey Moose, welcome to the stream. You are looking fantastic
Oh my
today.
goodness.
This is how I rolled out of bed, guys. My wife's she looked around, she said, "Wow, Moose, good morning. Everything looks good. You look the same as always." And I said, "That's me."
Well, he got the memo of wearing a costume.
I know. Oh my God, Joseph Moose.
guys.
I don't know if you've ever actually talked directly before. I've been a longtime fan, ever since the line. And we're not going to ask you to say the line. Obviously, people like the line, but at some point, if you wanted to slip in the line, we wouldn't hate that. But dude, epic. How are we doing this morning?
Look, for real, I came in here saying I'm not going to say the line. I'm not going to say the line. So let's see how
Dude.
this thing goes. And,
Yeah, perfect.
Really, at some point, I might just drop it. Let's see.
It's got to be harder and harder looking literally, physically like your penguin. But
Dude,
maybe we'll get it.
Funny enough, I look like this. I look like this before I even got my penguin. That's the crazy. Before pudgy penguins were even a thing, this is how I look. It's insane.
He's like the pudgy penguins came in and were created in my image.
Oh yeah, I was an inspiration. Funny enough,
was
I saw
divine
you guys talking about
intervention.
a costume. Yeah, I saw you guys talking about a costume, and I'm like, yo, like, should I just put I'm like, yo, I got 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, let me whip up something special. So I got these. They're so annoying because I can't see through them, but I can go blind. I can do this closing my eyes.
It definitely completes the look for sure. Absolutely love it. I would love to kind of get your overall arc in crypto. You've been this incredible character that's been around for a really long time now. One of the top creators in crypto, doing things in a very unique way. Your content is a ton of fun to watch, but it's been a long journey at this point. So would love if you could kind of take us through how you first got into crypto and at least kind of super high level what that arc has been.
Yeah, make a long story short, I had no money to my name, was in college, and while that was going on, I saw Ethereum at like $500. This was like maybe like 2019, 2020, actually. Yeah, 2020, 2021 maybe actually. And I bought two of them. And I started buying, before that, I was buying these NBA Top Shot. I don't know what happened. I like that. So I was like, this is the coolest thing. I could own a freaking LeBron, Michael Jordan, Kobe move. Like, this is the coolest concept ever. Like, and all my friends were in on it. And the first time I've ever made like a substantial amount of money was from this. In one day, my portfolio, like I decided to buy all the epic moments. Like, I'm straight DJ. Like I finally started making money. Like maybe I had like 2-3K in my bank account, and I was like, I'm spending it all on these moments. And my portfolio went from like 5K to 20K. Ended up round tripping that, and I didn't sell a thing, but that really got me in this space, and got the experience of what it's like to round trip, what it's like to hold. I got involved in this thing, Vivi, and Vivi was like Marvel, DC, like they had all those licenses, and they would have these drops, like the first ever Batman digital card, the first ever Homer Simpson this. Like it was just a really cool thing with drops, and that I did pretty well on, and it was cool. And like I started understanding and grasping the digital world and non-fungible tokens. And then the NFT, I got into group chats with friends. Funny enough, I have a brother, he's 31, I'm 27. And like, I ended up becoming like really good friends with all his friends because they were in on this. He wasn't. And he's like, he's talking to me, and like, I'm telling him stories about his friends. And he's like, what, how do you know that? I'm like, yo, these guys became my homies. Like, we're talking everyday crypto investments. Yeah, we minted Lazy Lions together, bro. Like we were.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, like, dude, I have an experience like you don't have with them. Like, I'm going out to dinner with them next week. He's like, what? You got the invite? I wasn't even invited. I'm like, yeah, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. So started getting involved in all those mints, and it came to the penguins, and everybody's saying these penguins, they're so damn cute. And funny enough, I was like the one item that I don't max mint. I said, I'm going to take a break from it. Ends up ripping, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I didn't even entertain it because, and I didn't have my Twitter account that I have today. I had my real name, my friends who followed me from young, when you're young, you have your crew of like friends that like are on your Twitter and you interact with them, whatever, like 100 followers, 3 likes on a post. You have to do something that's relatable. And I end up looking and I'm like, the first penguin I see that catches my eye, like this was like a day or two after it minted, I didn't mint my penguin. I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, that's me. I looked at it and I looked at this penguin and I'm like, I can't find anything in this world that resonates with me more. I had a girlfriend at the time. I love my family. I have nieces and nephews. This thing I looked at, I'm like, I love this thing. Like, this is like a special place in my heart. Not that I love my family any less, but I love it. It's me. It's a part of who I am. And boom, I bought it for $500. And it doesn't matter. It was priceless anyway. And I end up like joining the Discord of the Pudgy Penguins and like I'm going ham. I'm like writing, my penguin saved my life, my penguin cured my depression, my penguin is me. This penguin is everything I've ever wanted. I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I'm writing all these things, and every time I write something on my Discord, I'm getting like 30 reactions. Like the Discords were insane at that time with NFTs. Like I'm getting like everyone in the community's liking it, and the owners were Cole and Mr. Tubby at the time. These guys, Cole Ethereum. I don't know if you know that guy. Do you?
Not personally, but I certainly know who he is. Yeah.
I'm not aware.
Yeah, so they were running these spaces. I get into this space, and funny enough, I went out with my friend. We had an engagement party. I went out with my girlfriend, and we were drinking. We had some fun, and all I wanted to do was go back to her place. Like new girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Like, she's like, I'm not feeling so well. So I'm like, no, are you serious? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go home. So what do? I'm in bed, I'm chilling, and I get a notification. My brother's speaking on a Twitter space, and he's hilarious. The best, funniest guy. I love him. And I hear him talking. I so happen he's with his friends. I hear him talking. He's like, my brother Moose. You guys probably heard of him in the Discord chat. Like he was going through a lot, and his penguin really, really helped him get through all of this. And like, it's a real story. And all of a sudden his phone goes off, and the middle of the story about me, and everybody's listening. There's like 300 people in there. It's just 2021 August. And I see in the chat they're writing, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are nuts. My brother's in the chat too. And he's like, my phone died. So I'm writing, I'm like, yo, let me finish my story. It's Moose. I'm the Moose. I'm the guy he's talking about. So I get into spaces and I'm pacing back and forth. I'm like 20 shots deep. Like I'm different level, next level. And I get in there, and that's when history happened. I started crying, and I'm just like, this penguin made me who I am. This penguin is the reason I'm here. I started crying. I'm like, I have a girlfriend, I have a life, but like my penguin is just everything to me. The community's insane. I see life through my cucumber eyes. And then I started, I am my penguin, and my penguin is me. And I started screaming and crying about it. And next thing I know, the Discord's going nuts. Everybody's saying Moose for president, and people are following my like real like docs name Twitter account. And I'm like, shoot, what's going on? And then next thing I know, CoffeeZilla the next morning. Like I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, like whatever, that was fun, like a fun dumb item. But like, no, I'm getting DMs from crazy people. I'm getting crazy follower requests. Gary Vaynerchuk reached out to me. CoffeeZilla made a whole video. News outlets are reaching out to me. Like videos going viral. What's this cult? All the big guys in the space at the time, like this guy Icy Berg, KBM, Kobe, like guys on Up Only. They're talking about this guy Moose with this penguin. What's going on? Like everybody's talking about it. And then everybody is like, I am my Bored Ape, and my Bored Ape is me. I am my this, and my this is every single NFT. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And I'm kind of embarrassed. And I remember this feeling in my heart. I'm like, shoot, why'd I do that? Like, I'm such a loser. My friends are going to find out. What am I doing? Okay, I took this one too far, I think, this time. Like I said, like, what am I doing? Now look at me. I'm freaking dressed like this. But at the time, like, what the hell's wrong with me? I have a girlfriend. What if her dad sees this? I'm going to go ask her to marry me, and I'm going to see her dad in like a week. Like, what's going on? He's a doctor, prestigious doctor. I'm like, this guy's going to look at me and freaking laugh. So I end up making a Twitter account, and I say, you know what? Let me capitalize on this. I always knew how to like do viral things. Like I have a YouTube video that has like 8 million views when I was younger. Like I'm just always creating. Like, you ever hear of this guy F Jerry on Instagram?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So he's like a good friend of mine. Grape Juice Boys. Like these guys are like all part of like my friend group and whatever. So like I'm not.
The Grape Juice Boys are part of your friend group?
dude, that's like my real like good friend. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
It's
hilarious. I
honestly-
used to like steal memes from them in 2021, make them crypto, and then post them on my account. That's awesome.
Dude, I just had dinner with him. He's insane. Yeah, he's close to my family. So like we're a part of, like, we know how social media works in a way. You know, I get people's attention. So we're all from the same place, same community. So where I made my Joey Moose account. My first post was, I'm doing this for my penguin, and everybody's writing, who is this kid? Where, like, days pass, like, who is this kid? Where'd he go? This guy's talking about like penguin. We got to find out more about him. Like, I become a mystery. Like, who is this kid crying about his penguin with a crazy personality and passion? Then he just disappears. Like, he's viral. What's going on? I'm like, all right, guys, I'm gonna do the craziest thing of all time. Like, I'm working with my dad at the time. Like, life is getting serious, but I'm like, I'm gonna create an X account. And I started to a real X account, and people like Creature World, like Danny Cole, started reaching out to me. This is when Gary Vee was in, the Winklevoss brothers, like everybody's into it. And like, he's like, yo, we need a guy with passion. Like, we need this. Like, everybody wants me in their NFT. And I'm like, yo, my heart's with the Pudgies. Like, I can't do stuff. And like, I started like printing out, like I started going to the mall, like making custom clothing that said, I am my penguin is me, making inspirational stories, giving away like little giving away pudgy penguins to people, like when they costed nothing, like doing crazy stuff. I ended up max minting this thing called BYO pills, and I probably spent like 0.5 ETH on it, and it ended up being worth 600K, which was like the craziest thing in the world. It was like my massive win. I didn't sell to get 600K, but the all-time high was that. Got me started, had some money in there, and started making a name for myself, started tweeting, started getting people on podcasts, started talking to people, doing things for free. Like, I didn't, want anything. I didn't need anything from anyone. I just wanted to build an account for myself. And it was fun. It was a cool hobby, and it was interesting. And then NFT NYC reaches out to me in New York, and they were like, the first year, and they're like, dude, we want you speaking on stage. So that was like my first big thing. Like, none of my friends know what's going on. They don't know a thing. Like, I have a lot of friends, grew up in New York, so like they're all like finance, corporate guys, like work for banks, suits, we like to call them, but they're, they cannot fathom what this is. What is this NFTs? Like, it's a joke when you think about it outside. And I dyed my hair green for NFT NYC, and I spoke on stage, and I had like people coming up to me, like asking to take pictures with me and asking for my autograph and asking for this and and I'm like, and my wife was with me, and she's like, what? Like, she looks at me, she's like, are you famous? And I'm like, no, like, it's like a weird little world. Like, I don't know what's going on. They're like, and everybody's like, you claim the I am my thing, I am my NFT, my NFT is me, that's you built. And I'm like, yeah, it was me, but like, and like, I couldn't believe it. Like, they're like, before me, the person speaking before me didn't have anybody sitting there. And then once it said Joey Moose is on stage, like, it swarmed with people sitting. They bought tickets to see this. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what's my life right now? And eventually the picture with my hair green, like, went pretty whatever viral. Then I go to a Pudgy Penguin event. They had an event in New York, and like the whole thing, like, they had ping pong paddles with my penguin on it. They have ping pong balls with my penguin on it. They have signs all over with my penguin. Like, I became like kind of the face in a way, and it got crazy. And that was the start of it. Sorry, I'm nonstop rambling. The Adderall's kicking in.
No, this is like literally the best arc of all time, and it's so nostalgic too, because like we were here for that. Obviously, we were not, painted in green. I was not early to Pudgies as I should have been. I think intern was, but yeah, I mean, it's just an incredible arc overall, and it's the epitome of the like, you can just do things statement, right? And I think like, there's always this flavor of the week in crypto. Like, everyone kind of has their time in the sun, but it's usually very short-lived because they don't actually go all in and just like capitalize on what is going viral, what's taking off. You obviously did that, kept experimenting, kept having fun, like kept growing this meta into a larger than life character, and have been doing that for years now. But I would imagine it's been like, there's been some ups and downs as well. What was the most like challenging time in terms of like, just sticking with this character, having the conviction in Pudgy Penguins, or was there just never a doubt? Has it always been fun and games?
Crazy, bro. I had an identity crisis at some point. Great question you ask. So what happened is the owner Cole, didn't really like the direction in which it was going, Pudgy Penguins, and he just kept, he's a great guy, but he just kept like coming out with new airdrops and just no utility, and things just, everybody had higher expectations, and he ended up writing a thing on Discord, an announcement that he kind of got ousted. He wrote like, I'm going to abide by whatever the community says. Do you want me to step down as the owner of Pudgy Penguins? Yes or no? And it actually was 70% yes, 30% no, and boom, just like that, he's like, okay, I'm jumping down. We had imagine like being a part of an NFT community, or like, communities were massive at that time, like Bored Apes. Like imagine Garga dropped down at that time very early, when you're like, yo, like everything's awesome. They have events, they have this, like, what's next? Like everybody has a roadmap. Like what's going on? And we had like no leader for 3-4 months. Like, and we're being shopped around. Like it's like Beanie makes an offer. This guy makes an offer. This guy, Luca Nets. Like at first, like nobody trusted Luca. Like we're like a very tight community. We're in the Discord. We're talking. Like this became like a life. Like we're running Twitter community spaces for Penguins. Like this became a real thing. It became a business also. Like everybody's like, it became a real like brand. Everybody's hearing about Pudgy Penguins. But we have no leader, and like we feel like, excuse my language, like we felt like a whore, like being brand, like being passed around, like, oh, who wants to buy us? Like an escort, I should say, actually, like a high scale escort. And we're like, this guy's like, oh, I'll pay this amount of money. No, I want this amount of money. We're like, bro, like, come on, this is embarrassing. But Luca came in, and I'll never forget, like, we were all skeptical at first. We were like, who is this guy? Like, he's coming in, he's speaking the big game, he's coming in hot, he bought us, like, drop shipping. Like, well, what's his plan with us? Does he care about us? Like, I remember talking with my friends, like big guys in the community, and then Luca reached out to me the next day. I joined the Twitter Spaces when he first like said, "Yo guys, I bought this. Like, here's my first Pudgy Penguin Spaces." And like I got on stage and we're like, "We need like I had a lot of passion." He reaches out to me and he's like, "Moose, we need you on the team." And I'm like, he's like, "We need a guy like with your energy." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." Like I think this is what I'm in for. While I'm working with my dad, like doing sales. So this is like a side thing, and help with marketing, help with getting people on board, help with getting the community together, help with Twitter Spaces, and like, like doing kind of what you guys are doing, podcasts and getting people on and running giveaways through them, and, helping the community and just being like a helping hand. Every Sunday we would have Discord, where we got everybody in there and we would all talk together. I'd be on the stage, bringing people up, taking them off, so helping hand, helping with marketing, helping posting things, helping with the Google Drive, like just been active there. Meetings every single day, and it was epic. And Luca really, we started to trust him more, and he started proving it, and he started licensing the Penguins and had this crazy idea and closed the deal with Walmart and all these big retailers, and started like making the Penguins actually have utility, and people really like that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's been an incredible arc for the Penguins, and like clearly regarded as one of, if not the top NFT projects that have, sustained attention and continued to grow as an IP, as a community over the course of multiple years now. I'm curious, like, what do you think is so special about Pudgies that have allowed this growth arc to like be as epic as it has been? Like, is it purely Luca's leadership and like creative ideas on like the IP growth and distribution side of things? Is it like the fact that the Pudgy community is just unstoppable? Is it the IP itself, or maybe like a combination of the above?
I think that, great question. I think it's really every single one, and that's such a cheesy, corny answer, but it's every single thing that you mentioned. Luca wouldn't be here without the community. The community wouldn't be here without Luca and be happy and vibes and showing up every day. The energy's insane. The way that they look, like, come on, man, like, check this out. Like, this is a beautiful, beautiful penguin. Like, I got the merch, just there's so much to it. The Instagram account, like, nobody understands what's going on behind the scenes, right? Oh wow, that got boring, huh?
I gotta get my.
I think
gotta get my penguin.
I think he's going to get his penguin.
No, my penguin.
We do have a penguin in the background on the other side, Jessup. I don't know if we have a good camera angle for that one. Oh yeah, okay, we got.
Nice.
Yeah, we got it top shelf up there. We got the igloo. Oh yeah, we're building out this this wall behind us with all sorts of like merch and items and stuff like that. So
one of the community questions is can we get some plushies for the spin the wheel?
Oh, we might be able to make that happen at some point. Certainly.
Dude, I'm in New York. I could come over and bring over a massive bag of stuff for you guys. Like in a second. I have it in my closet right over there.
You're the man. Let's do it. That sounds incredible. We'll put one up on the. So we do a little like spin to win. We take some community questions and then we spin the wheel for some prizes later on in the show. So we'll put a Pengu plushie up there. But yeah, I mean the community arc and like community building, I think is really misunderstood in crypto. People think that it's really hard, and I think it's like less hard, but it's more just about putting in the time and the effort and being genuine and like actually, building a community around something you believe in. And you've done a great job of that. The Pudgy community clearly believes in the IP, in the brand, in, their fellow community. And I think that's just like the recipe for unstoppable community. That is the golden Pengu.
Wow, that's a hot commodity right there. That's a good one. That's gold. That's made of real gold, by the way.
Real gold. This was I remember Luca. Or I went to hang out with, actually it was the Fantasy Top team and Manifold, and one of them was wearing the Pudgy Penguin hat with the iceberg on it. I'm like, dude, that hat is sick. Like, I have a penguin. I've been a penguin on the internet since before Pudgy Penguins were a thing. Like, I'm penguin pilled. Hardcore penguin. Like, how do I get one of the hats? And he's like, dude, there's no way to get a hat. And I'm like, I don't believe you. Like, I'm buddies with Luca. I'm going to ping him. So, like, shoot Luca a text. And he's like, send me the office address. And I was like, oh, word. Like, he's going to shoot me over a hat. I was like, thank you so much. Gave him the address. A week later, five enormous crates show up with like tens of thousands of dollars worth of merch. We had like varsity jackets, hoodies, like a bunch of penguins like this. Not a bunch like this. There's only one like that, but like a lot of figurines and physical versions of the penguins. And I was just like, but there was no hat. I was like, dude, come on. The one piece of merch I like really wanted. But no, he is like so generous. He's a fantastic leader of the penguin community. I feel blessed to be a part of it and to have him kind of as the main figurehead. It's been awesome. But yeah, he hooked up the Monad office. He's been an avid supporter too, which is great to see. We know Penguins were part of the airdrop as well. So
yeah, I was going to ask.
We respect community.
Did you already do your unboxing, Joey?
Yeah, I did my unboxing. Funny enough, I have it right in front of here. I did not get the gold ticket. There must be a situation or an issue or something. Can I speak to your manager?
You didn't get the golden ticket?
No, man.
Well, not everybody gets a ticket, but I actually. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, we'll have to double check, make sure the tickets are in order.
I'm playing. I'm joking, but yeah, I opened up. I got 105,000 total, which I'm really hype about. It's so cool. I actually have it, open right here. The funny thing is, every time I click share to X, the only thing that pops up just says Monad boxes with the present gift. It doesn't show my. It didn't show my.
So you can and I know this is like a dirty word in the NFT communities, but you can right click save the image.
No way I'm doing that. No.
Or there's a little download button too that'll save the image for you, and then you can post from there. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
No right click save in here, man. But yeah, anyway, people like create super cool things for me. Like this is like I got like followers that just make things. This is made of glass. Check it out.
That's super cool.
I think focuses. Yeah, like somebody made this for me. Actually, like they made my own. They were like, "Yo, do you have a collectible?" And I'm like, "No." They're like, "We'll make one for you." I have a license with Pudgy also. They're working on something. I got that. Somebody knitted this for me.
Oh, that's cool.
How cute is that?
So
I gave
cute.
this to my grandchildren. And then my wife got me this for my birthday 2 weeks ago. It says it's called a moose machine, and inside are like M&Ms with a picture of my penguin in it.
Oh, that's incredible.
Super cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
The personal touch there is epic.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, I don't have a studio, which I wish I did. I might need a bigger apartment in New York, which is my main thing right now. But yeah, I wish I had a background. I have all my stuff like, hey, I'm in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in Manhattan, so like it's tough. But I can't wait to have my own studio and chill, invite people through.
100%. Well, we'd love to get you here in person in the studio for a follow up at some point for sure. But also want to hear like, kind of from a more like forward looking perspective. We've recapped the past couple years and a lot of epic moments, but you're all over the timeline, streaming, going out, creating content. I saw this video, I think it was yesterday, or a clip from a stream where like you had the waitress pick a roulette number and won like 20 grand.
No way.
Insane, man. I honestly, insane. So basically, I went to a Michelin star restaurant. Maybe you guys even know it. Fudge, I forgot the name. Park.
Oh yeah, 11 Park.
Yeah, 11 Park Madison. Yeah. So I went there and I called them up before, obviously, and I was like, hey, like I'm coming in, I'm streaming, like not gonna be arrogant at all, like gonna be respectful. Is it okay if I come in and stream? And they were like, yes. Funny enough, I saw this guy on Instagram. You want to hear the craziest thing? This guy, show you how fake everything is. This guy on Instagram went there. That's how I got the idea. And he's like, oh, I'm buying the 30. First off, very rude in the video, but he's like, I'm buying the 30,000 bottle of wine. Give it to me. And they do like this really crazy opening of the wine and this and that. I'm like, wow, this guy really spent. And then he gets a check that says 70,000 on it. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. So I went there and I saw that the prices weren't so expensive. So I went with my cameraman. We had a good time. And I get in there and she's like, how'd you hear about us? And I'm like, oh, I had this guy on Instagram. And I showed her. She goes, oh my God, please do not be like this guy. I said, what do you mean? She goes, this was one of the rudest customers we've ever had. He wanted us to fake everything for him. We ended up doing it and it made us look bad. He didn't take the 30,000 bottle. It was a $100 bottle. We just have the same technique for opening up the bottle. They like break the glass, which is really cool. They get like heat and they like solder it off of the wine bottle. And she's like, he made us print out a fake check. Just don't be like this guy. And I'm like, wow, social media is so fake. It's insane.
Oh my God.
So even streaming, like people set things up in their stream, which I found out, like insane. So yeah, it was cool. We went in there. We got like everything on the menu, drinking. So funny, bro. I got to show you this. It's insane. Am I allowed to share my screen or no?
Yeah.
Unless you prefer me not to.
I don't know what you're sharing, but
no, it's a clip from.
Go for it.
It's a clip. It's a clip from the restaurant. We ended up. So that was what this one over here was. I don't know if you could pull it up or not, but we ended up. They ended up. Yeah, they ended up loving us so much that they were like, we're gonna get you the. We have a guy with the Midas touch. They were saying who's gonna like gamble because this girl was $800, $8, $400 on the hand, like fully real, fully live stream. Like I couldn't not believe it. It was the best day ever. Paid for the meal 20 times over. But then they're like, yo, we want to bring you behind the kitchen and show you what our operation, and we have something special for you. And I was like, whoa. And this was it. This was the video where they took us behind.
Give me 1 sec here.
If not, I don't mind. Like, it's up to you.
We switched software and haven't had somebody screen share yet. So
it wouldn't be a Monad in the morning if we didn't have some light technical difficulties. We don't fake our streams, but we sometimes will fake technical difficulties just to be a little bit imperfect.
Okay, so if then you can forget about it. But that's really it. We had an awesome time and live streaming. Oh yeah, cool. Oh cool. Gotcha.
There is no audio though.
Oh, no audio? No audio?
No audio, yeah.
Damn. All right. So yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be annoying then. Never mind. But anyway, let me see if I could zoom to. Oh yeah, look, they got a guy come out.
Oh,
We got
no
a guy
way.
come out playing the John Cena. This is 11 Park. This is like a 3-star Michelin star restaurant. They got him coming out with the belt.
That's
Golden
incredible.
Rush.
Oh my gosh.
And like they did like a whole thing for me. They went on Plinko. We did like $1,000 balls, and he was clicking. He's clicking. We ended up going up a ton. Also, like they did a whole production for us at this like really up the like most notable 3-star Michelin star restaurant. Like $2,000 bill at the end. Yeah, that's it. I'll unshare now. But yeah, it was like the streaming's just been fun. It takes a lot out of you, but it's fun.
Yeah, I mean it's incredible content, and you bring great energy as well. So it's always fun to tune in on. Maybe if that clip has already been released publicly, maybe someone in the community will clip this stream and splice it together with that clip or whatnot. We'll definitely have some great clips of you in your penguin costume hitting the timeline later today.
Nice. I went to Moses the Jeweler. You know him in New York?
Is that the gold guy? The guy who like always walks around with like a ton of gold?
That's Trax NYC, but
yeah.
There's all these guys. There's all these guys. We went in, we flipped the coin, we got like a gold pendant. Like that was an awesome day. The one before that, the stream, it was my like first time IRL live streaming, and I said I need to crush this. I had a limo, I had a whole production crew. I had a security guard, I had 2 videographers, I had a producer, a director, and we had a limo pick us up from right outside my apartment. We went on the street. We found a guy who had an unfortunate life, and we asked him if we wanted to change his day. He got in the limo, shaved his face. I have all the clips. Shaved his face, got him a haircut, looked clean, took him to a suit supply or whatever it was. Got him a full 2-piece suit, tailored, gorgeous, looked like Mayor Adams at the end of it. Gave him $1,000 cash to give out to people on the street to like change his, like give him like a little paradigm shift. Like, you know, instead of being the beggar, be the giver and see what that life and see what you choose after this, you know? Like if you want to keep like, here's what it's like being in the shoes of giving. And we were giving out to people on the floor in Times Square with their kids in like unfortunate situations, but like I wanted to change this guy's life to see what it's like. And it was such an awesome, epic stream. I love doing this, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like that's even beyond your stream. Like, there's so much kindness in the pudgy community. I think, like, you know, that's something for Monad community, which has developed more recently, that we've really tried to, you know, follow in those footsteps. I've seen like, you know, kind of. Join some people from the pudgy community joining a live stream with maybe like 1 or 2 viewers, and then like giving a huge donation on Twitch, and just like making people's day. And then at the same time, you have this incredible IP, which is just like so wholesome and fitting with that. It really is awesome. And especially like to your point with the 11 Park Madison thing, like, you know, there's a lot of content out there that's not super wholesome and not like rooted in kindness, but I love what you're doing, and I love that you just you know, commit to that.
Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. Yeah, the Pangu kindness thing is insane. That's like, it broke like records how many likes and views it got. Like I couldn't believe it. Like nobody realizes what's going on, and like outside the penguin community, like outside Twitter, we're all on Twitter and an echo chamber. No, with Pudgy Penguins, it's not an echo chamber. It's there's a whole different community. There's the TikTok account with 1 million followers, the Instagram account that my grandma's sending me. She doesn't even know what I do. Knows nothing about penguin. She just liked the message of the cute animation, and she sent it to me, and I'm like, that's crazy. Like, how the hell does she know about this? My wife like loves every single like. We just want to be, you know, the household name that everybody's talking about.
100%. I had a question. I forgot my question.
Dude, I can't. Anyone who is on the stream, and I don't want to go stream to stream, but go look at the stream that I retweeted from @intern. Benjinad is opening his final box. I think he's up to like 7 million tokens. We're about to break a world record.
Live?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think we can pull it up on our stream. But this is outrageous. Dude, he's pulled. Oh, it's going.
It's @Vasdie, VASDIE.
Yeah.
Is Diego Vaz is streaming this.
Nice. Oh, nice.
12 million mon.
Who was that?
Oh my god. Benjamin.
Benja?
Oh my god.
Yeah, so for context, Benja has been in the Monad community for several years now. Absolute diehard. He's working on bringing the Chog IP on chain with both like NFTs and memes and other stuff as well. So he's like definitely been in the Monad trenches, if you will, for quite a while now.
12 million is absolutely insane. What does the ticket do? What does the golden ticket do?
The golden ticket is very mysterious and important, and you should not lose it.
Okay.
Do not lose your
Is it
ticket.
useful?
Is it useful?
No, usable.
Usable.
Losable. Like you can lose it?
Oh, can you lose it? You can lose anything. You know.
Okay. Well said.
You do not want to lose your ticket. Do not lose your ticket. Keep it. Keep it sacred. Keep it safe. Protect it. Do not lose your ticket. It's clearly important.
Oh, I remember. Oh, go ahead, Joey.
No, I was gonna say I have a question for you guys. I like for those who don't know what Monad is and like an elevator pitch, dumbed down. Like I asked ChatGPT, make it like I'm 12 years old and I'm brain dead. Like, can you explain it to people watching or anybody that I brought in here that doesn't know what Monad is and what's going on and the history in like a very short sequence?
Yeah, probably the best like simple way to describe it for someone who's been around crypto for a bit but maybe isn't super technical is Solana and Ethereum had a baby. It's an imperfect analogy, but the idea is basically you're taking the speed and low fees that Solana offers, which has clearly gotten a lot of excitement over the past couple of years. A lot of people building over there, a lot of people on chain on Solana. And then the EVM compatibility is the other aspect. So it's 100% rebuilt from the ground up so that you can achieve Solana-like performance, low fees, while still being decentralized as a layer one. But it is 100% EVM compatible. So any application that's been built out for Ethereum or other EVM chains, all the security research, all the infrastructure and tooling that's been built out for EVM devs is live on day one of Monad mainnet out of the box, but it is much faster, orders of magnitude faster and cheaper than Ethereum itself and other EVM environments as well. So really best way to think about it is the Solana plus Ethereum had a baby and equals Monad. It is a somewhat imperfect analogy if you get into the technicals, but intern, would you add anything?
It's very important. Yes, sir.
You're at intern on X?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool. So what are you an owner? Are you like who's like are the owners of Monad?
The owners of I've been on the team for close to 3 years. Am I an owner of Monad? I'm not if you're saying like a founder, I'm not a founder of the project.
A founder, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a good journey.
You've been posting like awesome things, dude. I followed you for a minute. I didn't know that was you. Nice.
Oh, dude, appreciate you. Hell yeah. Thank you. I am my penguin. My penguin is me. Yeah.
Yeah. Two penguins.
I remember when Pudgy Penguins went the night that they minted. It was like 8 p.m. actually where I was. I think at least that was the first time I saw anything about him. Jeebus, who was Jeebus 911 at the time, was posting and started tagging me. He's like, "Yo, like you're a penguin. These are penguins. Like how great are these? They're like 0.04 ETH or something." And he's like, I just keep buying them. They're so damn cute. And I was like, it's now at this point, it's 9. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, maybe I'll do it in the morning. By the time I woke up, they were up like 5x. I was like, oh my God, dude, these things are so. Yeah, the Pudgy Inception was great. They ripped for a week straight. And I remember just posting, like, because at the time it was like I was a penguin, and then Pentoshi was also a penguin, but like that was it. Like penguins weren't a thing, and I was like, now everybody likes penguins. Like I thought it was the coolest thing that they were rallying behind this flightless bird. But yeah, dude, I'm a penguin appreciator, enjoyer, all of it.
Funny enough, Jeebus and Pentoshi like put me on. Like they were like so nice to me, and while everybody was making fun, like, you know, not knowing what it was, like, who is this kid? This kid's weird. Like this kid's energy. What was that? Like they were like DMing me like, yo, you got something special. Like, yo, you're insane. You're nuts. Like I had KBM, who, you know, KBM obviously, right? Keyboard Monkey.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So funny enough, like we would always like whatever, we knew each other, but I work with Yeet. He owns Yeet, co-owner of Yeet, and we became like close. So like we're DMing, we're talking, we're like, and he's like, yo, like what like was like, I have so many questions for you, and like he starts asking me questions about the stream itself, and not the stream, the spaces, and what was like, and what I'm like as a person, and my upbringing. Like I'm like, yeah. It was like, you know, these questions that were at the time, they're like, who is this kid? Like, what's going on? And I'm just having fun on his faces, like 20 shots in, like so stupid.
You have an epic story, Joey. It has been so much fun jamming with you for the past hour or so, and we gotta get you back on either in person or remotely. But really appreciate you joining today. It was a ton of fun to chop it up, and glad you had a good experience overall with the unboxing.
The unboxing was awesome. It was super fun. I appreciate you guys for having me on. Next time, 100% in person. I think we're like 20 minutes away from each other. So
hell yeah, dude, you should hit up, God, I forget how do you spell his handle, but Benjanad on the community, the guy who just opened up, who just posted his golden ticket worth 12 million mon. That's the highest I've seen. Like no one's even close. Like KB got 7.8, but he's running this NFT project. You should talk to him about it. Like he's an awesome guy, great founder. I'm sure they would love to have you involved.
I just sent you his account on Telegram.
It's like it's first Benjanad.
Yeah, it's
right?
at 1ST Benjanad, but I just sent
1ST
you the direct link.
BENJANAD.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I guess I didn't get that, so just DM it. I'm definitely down. I appreciate you guys. Like I can't wait to come in. When I come in, I'm gonna bring a shit ton of Pudgy stuff that you could give away. Spin the wheel, have fun. I have like a surplus of things here, so
incredible. Joey, couldn't be more appreciative, and look forward to chatting again soon. Stay Pengu. You're looking great.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Okay, I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get down. Thank you.
All right, catch
God
you.
bless
Beautiful. Thanks, Joey. Alrighty, if you are with us, this is Monad in the Morning, episode 36. Shout out Joey Moose, one of the most legendary characters on the community side of crypto over the past 5 years now, which is pretty crazy. Stick with us, though. We have the Monorail team coming up very shortly, if not momentarily. They will be followed by JC, founder of Town Square, at 11:30, and Alex, the founder of Nansen, CEO of Nansen AI, at noon today. Don't go anywhere. Jessup, should we do an intermission, or do we have the Monorail guys ready to go?
Yeah, they're ready to go.
All right, let's do.
Might need an intermission.
You need a quick intermission?
Is that okay?
Quick intermission.
Can we do the Oompa Loompa?
I don't think we couldn't.
Okay. Understood.
Couldn't Oompa Loompa it up. Download.
Quick
Stick with us.
intermission.
We'll be right back.
Scroll your X timeline in the meantime.
And welcome back. This is Monad in the morning.
Morning.
Been looking forward to this one for quite a while. Please welcome the co-founders of Monorail. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Fantastic. It's late afternoon here, rainstorm, thunder, kids got home, it's chaos, but we're having a good time.
Did you just dox that you're being hit by this hurricane that I keep seeing on my social media?
Oh, no,
I'm just
in
joking.
South Africa. No one's coming to fish me down here.
Perfect. All right. Love to hear that.
Raise.
Oh my goodness. Well, we are pumped to have you. It's a huge day for the Monad community. We got people opening all of their boxes right now. Everyone's getting excited, and now that everyone knows that they're going to have all this Mon on mainnet, they probably want to know what to do with it. What better way than to have the Monorail team come on and talk about what is Monorail and what can people look forward to on mainnet on day one. So yeah, I don't have anything else to hit on. I think, let's just hop into it, get the breakdown on what Monorail is, and then start exploring.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we were just watching the show with Benja opening up and getting 12 million mon or something. Like, that's nuts. But essentially, Monorail is it's an aggregator. And the way that's easy to explain it is like when you come to Monorail, what's the job that we do for you? And essentially, we go out and find you the base rate on whatever you're trading right now. If you have USDC and you want to go buy some more Mon, we go and look at all of the 16, 70, 20 exchanges that's going to be on mainnet. We get you the base rate, the fastest kind of confirmation time, and you just 2-3 seconds later, the swap is done. So in a nutshell, that is what we do. That's what we specialize in. That's what we've been doing on testnet, and we'll be there on day one of mainnet as well.
Huge. I mean, Intern's been talking a lot about swapping on Monad and just why like the overall DeFi landscape is going to be more advantageous on Monad. I would imagine that probably played into your decision to build this thing specifically for Monad. And also the audience may not know just how long you guys have been working on this behind the scenes. It's been a multi-year effort. I know you guys are absolutely grinding, but can you speak to that side at all? Like, where's the ultimate vision for this? Why do this on Monad?
Yeah, sure.
I think
I'll have to jump in a bit and
Daniel.
speak about all good. Sorry, this is the problem with obviously the comms on two people, but it's all good. So just speak a bit about the general vision. So our vision is to make trading on Monad as effortless, efficient, and just eliminate as much friction as we can, and just deliver the best execution at each time. And now, as the ecosystem matures, Monorail is going to evolve well beyond aggregation into more like a holistic trading suite as a whole, and just leveraging the sort of underlying tech that Monad offers to the builders in order to provide the best execution for traders.
Beautiful.
And then a bit in terms of like why. So just going a bit into why Monad. So I'll speak more on like a outside looking inside, and then I'm sure Donovan can dive into the tech. But in terms of Monad itself, so I personally have actually kept an eye on you guys since very early days. I actually had a chat with Keone, I think maybe it was 2022, 2023. Just generally speaking, I think there was something to do on the marketing side that you guys were looking for, and I had a chat with him back then. So it's been quite a while that I've been on the outside looking in, and when it came to me and Donovan whilst we were working on Ash Report that we had this opportunity to build on Monad, I was like, hell yeah. Like, we know how active the community is. We know how deeply engrossed in the community, like both the builders and the active community are, and also like the core team. Like, you guys do an amazing job of just letting everyone know that you are here with us in the trenches. You know exactly what's going on, and I think that's amazing. I think no other ecosystem offers that. I think you have a bunch of different ecosystems that try to copy similar, but they're unable to do it because you can't kind of replicate that sort of raw community. And I think that's a huge factor as to why Monad. And I'm sure Donovan can dive into more on the tech front.
Yeah, it's almost a year since I went to Monad Madness in Bangkok, where we first pitched the ideas and things, and I remember chatting to Inton as well pretty much a year ago. And the unique challenge that Monad has is the on-chain order books, of which there are 3, I believe 4 even now, and having to aggregate the AMMs and the order books, which is a different challenge than just doing the AMMs, right? And the kind of AMM side has been covered by many other teams, but from our experience building AMMs and Astroport in the Cosmos space, we kind of learned a lot about how AMMs and order books can work together. We built some pool types that is able to put their liquidity on order books. So a lot of that research has been brought over onto Monad now. And over the last couple of months, we've been refining that model of how do you make order books and AMMs and RFQs and things work together cleanly and not be just like A or B or C, but instead A, B, and C kind of working together nicely. And that was the kind of the big pull into Monad, is being able to come and solve that problem and work on that. And I'm a big fan of user experience and kind of the whole thing around that. And one of the things people don't realize is how big of a difference a fast blockchain makes to the user experience. Like, you're not waiting 10-15 seconds, you can click multiple buttons and 2 seconds later 3 trades are done. Those kinds of things is really what makes it exciting to come and explore newer and kind of experiment with the user experience a bit, because DeFi's kind of been stuck in this Uniswap style swap page for a while, and we really want to go and push that a bit further and see how we can make it even better.
I'm curious who you think of as like the ideal monorail user. And the reason I ask is because, like, obviously a lot of the Monad community, like real core community, has become familiar with monorail over the past few months. But right about now, we have a lot of new people starting to explore the Monad ecosystem. They know mainnet is coming, and many of them have received an allocation in the airdrop claim portal, and they're now wondering, like, what am I going to go do with that on mainnet, start a mainnet day one? And as part of that, like, people are really chomping at the bit to discover ecosystem apps, ecosystem projects. So figure it would be interesting to hear from you guys, like, obviously a lot of different things you can do on monorail, but who do you see as like the ideal persona that's going to come on and never leave?
Yeah. I think the core user for us is someone that spends a lot of time trading on chain, and with the vast amount of AMMs out there and order books and things, you're just not going to know where to go all the time. So someone that trades regularly is like a prime suspect for using monorail and using it daily. The other side of that is people that are trading in size, because that's where aggregation really shines, where we can take your 10, 15, $100,000 trade, we can split it up between 7 or 8 AMMs and reduce the price impact and kind of get you the best rate from that. That is really where aggregation shines. So for the first part, the guys that trade regularly, the problem it's a convenience that we offer. For the other side, where it's kind of the whale traders, it's execution, efficiency, what's the right word here? Like, great execution is what we're kind of offering them.
Yeah, I'm happy to add on to that as well. So, in short, I think the best way to describe it is just anyone looking for the best price and the simplest swap experience at all times is the best sort of bracket term that we can use. So as Donovan mentioned, if you're, especially if you're trading like higher size and you want your trade to be split down, in the most efficient way, that's where monorail comes in. And if you're kind of deep in the trenches and looking for, the quickest route or the cheapest route for you to get into any coin, whether it's due to high volatility and whatnot, any meme coins, that is where monorail shines. And I think that it really extends out to, from everyday traders that starting out in DeFi to people that are more power users. And then it also extends a step further into any protocols and any builders that rely on any sort of swap function. And that's where monorail comes in as this kind of like default execution layer.
Beautiful.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. One thing that I have talked about a few times, I actually talked about it on stream last time, so maybe some solid continuity between the streams for everyone that is keeping track at home. I know you exist. one thing that we've talked about before is basically the idea of like having more efficient execution, having an environment that allows for more efficient execution will create tighter spreads that will, at first, large orders will be routed to take advantage of this. And then since large orders are getting routed to take advantage of this, spread, like more market makers will come in, more people will come in to make the spread even tighter, and then medium-sized orders will, and like basically this liquidity flywheel starts to occur because a very efficient execution environment exists and orders can be smart routed. I'm curious, you guys are probably as qualified to anyone to speak on this. Do you, like, could you do a brief rundown of maybe how you see liquidity changing, or like maybe what role Monorail plays in this kind of positive feedback loop? Yeah, like any expansion on this idea would be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the interesting thing with the order books is, order books are really good at the popular assets because there's constant trading, things happening, it's looking really good there. Where AMMs might not be as good as order books at that, but they cater for the long tail, the less popular, the DAO tokens, the that side of things. And now when you kind of start combining the two, you're going to find that, especially like as you were saying, like more liquidity, market makers coming in, that one of the two will kind of absolutely dominate the other side in terms of USDC. Mon USDC is a prime example. We saw testnet was very, very popular on that, and that will most likely end up going to the order books almost exclusively, up to a point where, unless there's really deep liquidity at that midpoint, we'll go to the AMMs from there, maybe a Uniswap v3 and things. But it's turning into a really interesting liquidity landscape in terms of how the trades can be routed to kind of get you that base price. Because now, if you're buying a less popular token and it's paired with USDT, but Mon USDC is the most popular, we can go order book one side, AMMs the next. And I think that's going to be really important to keep that going. And we've also seen like a lot of arbitrage bots, all of those guys playing roles. And like we were saying, like as this flywheel kicks in, the slippage that you could experience just gets less and less and less. I think recently I saw the default on Solana and Jupiter has been below 0.5%, even tighter than that. So as that keeps happening, it's just going to become a really nice tight experience when we execute those trades.
It all just sounds fantastic. This wave of perfect trade execution is just washing over me.
That's what we need, man. That's what we need for sure. We've got a bunch of community questions coming in, so I want to save some time to hit on a few of them. But this first one's probably going to require a little bit of context from the Monorail team, and the question comes from Nacho. Can you tell a story from the Monad founder residency? Something fun or even embarrassing would be cool. Maybe a good way to preface that question is to explain to any viewers who are not aware what the Monad founder residency experience was. Then if you want to add on a story or any icing on the cake, by all means.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. So just a bit about the founder residency. So this was in, I believe it was end of October time. So Monad put out, this thing that there'll be this residency, and every team had to apply. And I think there must have been a couple of hundred teams that actually applied, and they were whittled down to this final two batches of around 10 teams. And these 10 teams were basically put through the absolute grinder for 2 weeks, just locked away in Malaysia and Singapore, and spending time in Forest City, which was an experience in itself. And we spent the whole time just night and day, literally working through stuff. Like we'd be up early, we'd be there from around 8, 9 o'clock, and sometimes me and Donovan would be there chatting at 11, 12 o'clock at night, just kind of working things out. And it was actually amazing for us because, you know, we built this whole thing over the last, I guess, year and a half, and it's been completely remote. Like me and Donovan only met for the first time at the residency, so that was quite interesting, and it was really fun actually to meet, you know, the broader Monad team as well. And in terms of, I guess, the most the funniest time, I'd say, was spending with the other founders and just socializing with them. Like a couple of us, we headed out at nighttime. We went to Singapore in a small group of us, and some of us were just there partying at nighttime, which was amazing. And I think we also got chucked in a pool as part of the challenges that we did, which is quite embarrassing. So there's a couple of videos that were made. So one of them being the ice bath challenge that was definitely standing out as, you know, this is embarrassing. I was sat freezing cold in an ice bath for about 20, I felt like 20 minutes, it might have been 5, being asked various questions on DeFi and whatnot, and then getting chucked in the pool. But in terms of like the best memory, I'll be honest, the whole 2 weeks was an amazing memory. Just the fact that spending that time building, but also just really connecting with the deeper Monad teams and like the Monad Foundation guys. I think everyone was really helpful. You know, notably, we have to shout out Perrine, who was there keeping everyone in absolute check, you know, day to day, and he's been, you know, amazing in helping us as well. So yeah, that was the best experience and the most embarrassing from the residency.
Yeah, I'm so excited for some of that content from the residency to come out. The audience probably has not heard about this at all, but I'll give the alpha. We have a full, like, TV show, YouTube style docu-vlog coming out. These guys were absolute troopers. They not only were grinding on leveling up the product, but they were willing to be mic'd up for basically 2 weeks straight as they went through the ringer, refining the pitch, working on different go-to-market angles and growth levers alongside Perrine and some absolute legends from the foundation team. But yeah, we have the full-length docu-vlog in the works, but not coming out super soon, but I'm really excited for it. And then we also have the Founder Challenge video coming on the heels of that, along with a bunch of other short content as well. It's a ton of footage to go through, and we want to put it together in a way that, you know, really highlights how cool and intense that experience was. But I know we got some great footage of you guys, so certainly looking forward to that, and I know the community will be as well now that we've dropped a little alpha.
There's a little follow-up.
Go for it.
I heard you guys did a strength challenge against Benjanad too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Yeah. So me and Benja had some real fun. So, you know, we actually got inspired from the amount of footage that we had, and we were just like, you know what, going into the actual residency, we had a plan for our own content that we were going to do. So we actually put out daily vlogs, you know, that were quite well edited, just a summary of the day, and we did that consistently for every single day. And then we also had the strength challenge with Benja. So me and Benja went head to head in the bench and then pull-ups and dips. So he beat me in the bench. He benched around 125 kg for the winner, and I stopped at 120. I failed the 125. For the Americans, I think, I want to say it's 260 or something, 2 times 2.2, whatever that would be. So yeah, around 250, 260. I think interns just there laughing at me like, man, that's my warm-up or something. but yeah, and then so we won overall, monorail on top, so that was great. So yeah, I beat him in the pull-ups and the dips, so overall we won. But that was great fun.
That is not lightweight. I will be the first to say that. I couldn't do that.
Oh no, appreciate it.
Let's see. All right, I'm looking through a couple more community questions here. Looking forward, from IOBNAD asks, what's next for Monorail's product roadmap? Probably interesting to expand on that in 2 ways. Like, one, for the short term, is there anything kind of new that's coming for mainnet specifically, or is it mostly about like refining the product, making sure things are as smooth as possible on day one? But then kind of longer term, what's the next step for Monorail's growth?
Yeah, absolutely. For mainnet, we are currently right now testing out our new kind of revamped UI. The one that's on testnet was kind of a bit slow for lower power devices and things like that. So there's quite a bit of work to be done there. And of course, we did the rebrand halfway through testnet, so we need to make the UI kind of match up with what it actually feels like using monorail. So that's one of the big things that's happening right now, kind of internally testing that out. That'll probably be on testnet in the next week or so. Bridging, we've partnered up with 3 kind of bridge providers, do some bridge aggregation there as well. That'll probably also that's probably going to be more closer to mainnet or full mainnet only, because some of them only operate really on mainnet. So yeah, bridging is the next big one. And then we've got like a lot of experience ideas and things we want to do. The new UI allows us to play around with the UI a lot more, and especially if you look at where kind of interfaces are going within the next 2-3 years, with AI kind of generating the interfaces for you and things, we want to kind of see how we can build a strong foundation to enable things like that. And of course, just making your trading experience a lot easier. Daniel, is there something you wanted to add on, like long term?
No, of course, yeah, 100%. So Donovan's spot on, exactly. Like, people look at monorail and they say, oh, it's kind of just an aggregator. But for us, aggregation was just the first layer. And, we've proven success with that over testnet and going into mainnet. We're going to continue that through. But then it's about creating this holistic sort of trading suite. We've seen sort of similar platforms do really well. We look at Jupiter on Solana, that they've done really well in terms of the Jupiter now compared to 2-3 years ago. You'd think they're absolutely insane for what they've done. And you'll also think the same about monorail, because we have some really cool, crazy ideas that we're going to implement over the coming months and in the next 12 months or so. And I think the main idea is, going into mainnet, we're making monorail this default trading platform for the entire ecosystem, and we're going to turn this sort of testnet usage and traction that we've got so far into kind of like sticky habitual trading. So when people think they want to make a swap, they're just going to come straight to monorail. And we also have a couple of really cool, Donovan kind of underplayed it a bit, but the bridging announcements, and there's a couple of other announcements that we're going to make over the coming month that are going to be really huge. So stay tuned for them. 100%. Yeah.
Awesome. Couldn't be more excited for it. I think one kind of obvious final question is whether, like, do you see most of the users trading on desktop, mobile? Have you made particular optimizations for either, or how are you thinking about that?
Yeah, a big part of the new UI is specifically for mobile. We know some of it hasn't been that great on mobile, especially if you're using it within a wallet, like the in-wallet browser. They're not nearly as optimized as your base level Chrome or something on your phone. So definitely on the mobile. We're seeing like a 70-30 split at the moment, where 70% is desktop. And I think for the first couple of days, when everything is happening in that first week of mainnet, we'll probably see an expanded 90% desktop. It's just not possible to keep up with everything launching on day one on a phone. But we're definitely optimizing more for mobile in wallet stuff. But yeah, that's been the split we've seen.
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
Just to add on to that, so I think over the last couple of years we've definitely seen a huge pivot in DeFi, and this kind of speaks on the broader kind of crypto and DeFi space, but I think there's been a lot more gamification of general markets and general market participants. So naturally that extends to people looking for convenience, right? So we saw the rise of, for example, Telegram trading and things like that. So I think a lot more trading is going to go towards mobile apps, and a lot more of these crypto projects and platforms that you see that are kind of still using just a desktop interface. And, the next couple of years likely, may start to get phased out a bit as people start to go towards more apps and, these kind of Robinhood style trading 212 eToro interfaces. And ultimately that's our vision. Like we're thinking like multiple years ahead, not just kind of the next 6 months or however short term. I think we're going to see a lot more people start to use mobile when trading, and ultimately we're going to build for that as well.
Thrilled to hear it. This is Monorail, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of exciting stuff in the pipeline. No pun intended, but of course pun intended. Huge pleasure to have you both on. We'll have to run it back soon, and really looking forward to all that's upcoming. Again, thanks for joining us today, and let's do it again soon.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
There is. Thank you so much, guys.
Cheers.
Lovely. Alrighty, I think we will cut to another very, very brief intermission, but stick with us. We have another electric Monad builder coming on the show, and I can take the headphones off because our next two guests are live and in person in the studio. We will be right back with JC, CEO and founder of Town Square. Stick with us.
Let's go.
And we are so very, extremely, ultimately back. This is Monad in the morning.
What was that?
Again, it is Throughput Thursday.
It is Throughput Thursday, and we are going to keep saying it because we are here every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, but we have a first-time appearance on Monad in the morning. Please welcome JC, founder and CEO of Town Square.
What's up, guys?
Welcome.
Thanks, Danny. Always a pleasure to be talking to you guys.
It's a pleasure to have you here. We've overlapped quite a bit, but we haven't had the opportunity of bringing you on Monad in the morning yet. If you have been a longtime Pipeline super fan, you've probably seen JC in some of our video content, but this is a first, and I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we first met at the old office on 28th, and we've been talking about like how pipeline was always like a fun communal space, right? So very happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here for sure. Maybe a good place to start. I know a lot of people are familiar with Town Square, especially those who have paid attention to the Monad ecosystem for a bit now. But we've got a lot of people that are starting to become more and more interested in Monad as mainnet feels more and more real. So Can we get a little high level overview of what you've been working on behind the scenes for the past couple of years, what you're bringing to Monad?
Yeah, it's definitely a good time to introduce ourselves more because people have been very excited with how much they got from the airdrops over the past 3 days or so. Just for context, so we are a team of 9. My co-founder, he worked at Coinbase for 3 years, and prior to that, he was a meta engineer for 5 years. And I previously worked at a market maker for 3 years, and that was like Asia-based market maker. We had like 400 AUM. 400 mil AUM. So we've been in the space for quite a while. And we started building Town Square on Monad mid last year. So definitely as one of the earlier teams. Definitely pretty much know all of the native builders on Monad so far. Town Square is a cross-chain money market powered natively by Monad. And we are essentially enabling users to, say, get their Chain A collateralized and borrow liquidity on Chain B in this case. So we want to help people just enable the liquidity flow more smoothly between different chains. But obviously we'll be ready for mainnet day 1. And so initially it's just going to be a native Monad focused money market. And then we'll see how we can support more liquidity flow to Monad cross chain, right? We're also doing something very cool with World Libertyfi, the details of which we cannot disclose at this point, but something is cooking in the background for sure with USD1 and World Libertyfi.
Something is cooking behind the scenes with USD1 and World Libertyfi
on Monad in the morning.
Wow, yeah. This is like my Super Bowl because my favorite thing to do is give alpha on Monad in the morning, and you just made my job a lot easier, JC. Much appreciated. I know we can't unpack that, but I'm sure there's some keen observers in the community that may be watching this, and already the gears are turning about what that might mean.
I can't imagine what the timeline would be like tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
After this. In the afternoon.
Oh,
okay.
I was like, is it coming tomorrow? A Friday announcement? JC, let me run your Twitter.
There you go.
Unreal. Well, I'm curious, you've been around for a while, like you said, one of the early builders, grinding day in and day out. Like, what gave you the conviction to go full force on that as early as a year and a half ago?
Right. So my history with crypto actually goes quite deep back. So I started in crypto in 2017. So I was always interested in making a blockchain programmable. Back in the days, Bitcoin was getting popular in 2017 all across the world in North America and in Asia. And that was when Ethereum also was taking off, right? They were on their whole mission of making blockchain programmable, enabling decentralized applications. So there was a bunch of Ethereum killers at the time. That was the meta, right? What was the next Ethereum killer? And there was a really big protocol called EOS back in the days. So their software EOS.io was ran by a lot of validators across the world, and it was supposed to be this high performance blockchains that bring low latency decentralized application to work. But at the end of that, it didn't materialize, unfortunately. But I worked at one of the earliest validators on that network, right? So I had always had this sort of vision of being a part of a high frequency, high throughput blockchain that where people can build very user-friendly applications, right? So, and later I joined the market maker, so I got to see a lot of the protocol and tokens launching in action. So that gave me like an insight into exactly how the token product will work compared to how a protocol product will work.
Sure.
I think as a founder, that's a pretty must-have insight. Pretty like that aspect of the knowledge. You need to have that expertise in this if you're a founder in the space, right? And fast tracking to mid last year, we were just looking at high performance blockchains that were able to support this sort of cross-chain interoperability vision that we had to enable liquidity and also collateral flows across different chains. And the original concept of Town Square was actually to build like a interoperable DApp layer to facilitate liquidity flow between different chains. And then we realized if we build this into a money market, which is where a lot of the majority of the liquidity flow between chain is anyways, that sort of probably would level up our vision a little bit. So we tested on Monad testnet. We ran a few tests between different chains as well. And with Monad's finality and throughput speed, it just became very apparent, very obvious to us that if we were to build this on other chains, we would not be able to bring this to life.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So you had this thesis in late 2010s after, Ethereum became popular that at some point there might be a need for a really performant version of Ethereum,
Exactly.
the EVM. And then ultimately that was kind of realized through Monad a couple years later after you had gained more experience on the market maker side. Is that pretty much accurate?
Correct. I definitely had had an impression in my mind where I probably would need to be well faceted in different areas of the industry before being able to launch something that can be successful, right? So a lot of it is ecosystem positioning. A lot of it is working with the right infrastructure partners, talking to the right VCs, and also knowing how to operate on the token side, right? And to be honest, I get a lot of questions from some founder friends every day about like how to go to market with the protocol versus going to market with the token, right? A lot of technical founders, they are really good at building something that's unique, building something that's easy for user to use. But ultimately, this is a good time window to talk about it. Ultimately, if you see the excitement of the airdrop boxes over the past 3 days, you would definitely agree that executing well on the token on the community side is as important as executing on the product.
Sure. And if one is done well, then the other is, more likely to do well. Yeah, I think in particular, if you start with like building a really good product and then the execution on distribution and token launch is strong, then, that's, going to be quite helpful for adoption and
Absolutely.
usage.
Yeah, I think the whole, Monad's product, the whole network attracted, a bunch of high quality builders to build it on to begin with. And that's why now, this Monad card, this great instrument, this Monad boxes is helping like community getting more excited, right? So it's like icing on the cake.
Do you think more of those S tier builders that you're talking about will start to pay attention to Monad in a post mainnet world?
Yeah, so so like my network spans across North America and Asia, right? So there's definitely a lot of interest from both sides, and particularly from Asia. What I've been seeing is a lot of RWA builders, asset issuers, are paying attention to Monad. They want to bring their asset to Monad. They want to see what the liquidity landscape on Monad would look like. But just speaking, say from what we've been doing with World Liberty Fi, for example, I think people are more than excited to bring their instrument to Monad, be it a protocol, be it an asset. Ultimately, they see the Monad having this advantage of having a diversity of native protocols, right? So there's not just the Ethereum, the EVM blue chips that protocols that want to build on Monad, but there's like a very unique set of native builders. So I think coming to speaking of the partnerships, with Wolfi or with the RWA people that I saw in that part of the world, I think there's been a surge in interest for sure.
Yeah, it's exciting for sure. Would love to boil down Town Square to like, super left curve, kind of smooth brain.
Right.
Someone like me can understand it really well. And maybe a good way to do that, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe a good way to do that is to try and describe like what the difference is for Monad Mainnet without something like Town Square. And then, what specifically is Town Square like improving for the user experience, the cross-chain flow, and everything in between.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from the outset, going back to when we our first MVP product on Monad last year on the EVM was enabling a liquidity flow between dApps on different blockchains, right? So based on that, we really wanted to bring something unique to Monad other than just a blanket EVM money market, right? Because you have that on Ethereum already. What's unique about Monad is its time to finality, its throughput, and its cost efficiency, right? So leveraging on this, what Monad would uniquely be able to enable in our case is making sure that whichever collateral position that you say have on BNB chain or Solana will be able to swiftly be used to finalize your borrow on Monad, right? So other than waiting, say, 14 minutes on a EVM layer 1 or Ethereum layer 1 or layer 2, on Monad, you can pretty much get it done within 2 seconds. And, I think in the past cycle, you saw the bridging layer 0, Stargate, and Wormhole being the dominant portal for users to go across chain for the liquidity. I think going into this cycle, you're gonna, with the diversity of performant blockchains now, you're gonna see more people just being able to interoperate between different blockchains on a protocol level, say on a money market, because these blockchains natively have that kind of, throughput and finality that in the previous cycle we didn't have.
It's a great point for sure. And you point out some interesting aspects on the technical side as well that I think would go unnoticed to folks like myself in all likelihood. Would love to take some questions from the community as well, and I see we have a good one from Decatan. I believe you guys were Monad Madness finalists at some point, right? Which Monad Madness was that?
That was the first Madness
New York
one.
Yeah,
Let's
nice.
go.
So Decatan asks, how did it feel to be one of the Monad Madness finalists? Do you think it was helpful in boosting Town Square recognition amongst the community and brought more people to testnet?
Yeah, I love that question because Madness was definitely one of the fondest memories we've had as builders, in the Monad ecosystem. That was definitely the first big scene exposure opportunity that we got building on Monad. A lot of the investors we've ended up talking with came from that context panel of VCs, right? So on that side, that was definitely helpful. It was also very helpful for us to gain insight into what the Monad community was like, right? Just in inbounds, the community engagement that we got afterwards, that was a lot of fun. And we've been attending pretty much Monad events, across the world since. And it's on the community side, on the interest in the fundraising side, and also just knowing a lot of the builders on Monad. Like, for example, Mu Digital, Patrick, who was, in the previous Pipeline podcast, we've been friends since, right? That's it's like these madness contests that presented the opportunity for a lot of the founders in the eco to connect.
That's been one of the most exciting things to me. Like, I was attracted to Monad because of the fun that was happening in the community in early 2023. And from there, I learned about everything that was going on the tech side. And I think that's like almost played out in a similar sense, like the community aspect amongst the founders in the Monad ecosystem. And that may be a little bit more like unnoticed at present because there's these protocols are not live on mainnet, so there's not necessarily like collaborative campaigns or collaborative go-to-markets, but the founder community is really coming along, and there's some awesome builders that have not only gone and done cool things to bring to Monad, but like building alongside one another and creating that community, I think is important and valuable, especially when you're heads down for years, like building this thing pre-mainnet. That's a pretty unique position to be in.
Exactly. I think, going from either in NYC or in Singapore, you have a pretty nice distribution of Monad native founders. And it's always cool to be in an ecosystem where no matter where you go, you can find like a cohort of people you feel connected with.
Yeah, for sure. Like we were just talking about, a lot of the community has already gathered around Town Square, and the name is very fitting in that context. But we also have a lot of new people that are kind of exploring the Monad ecosystem. Maybe they opened up some boxes this week, and they're now realizing mainnet's pretty soon, and they are wondering what they're going to do with the contents of their boxes on mainnet. So for anyone who's tuning in that wants to learn more about Town Square, check out the product, join the community, where would you direct them to go and find you and the team and the community?
Right. So if you just follow us on X, Town Square XYZ, or just go to our website townsq.xyz, you'll find a lot of the interesting features there. But more specifically for the contents of the boxes that people have been opening, we will have a campaign dedicated for that as well, where we would have some interesting and rewarding ways for people to put their boxed Mon into use on mainnet.
Interesting. Okay, well, you know where to find JC, you know where to find the Town Square community, and live on testnet, so you can check out the product as well, right?
Still live, baby.
And we'll be live from day one of Monad mainnet,
correct? Yeah, you will see us in action, and soon with some interesting, maybe Town Square boxes to come.
Oh, there you go. Some Town Square boxes. I would turn on notifications for Town Square. You get a little bit of alpha on USD1 on the World Liberty Fi, whatever's cooking on that side. Maybe some boxes. JC just absolutely chefing in the background. So very excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I didn't know that we were gonna get some alpha on Monad in the morning today. I was hearing some whispers internally from some of the folks that you've been working more closely with, and definitely exciting times.
Exactly. Yeah, we definitely will have some more spaces or like opportunity for people to learn more about the partnership, in the days to come.
Yeah. What do you think is like going to be the biggest challenge? You could take this in two directions, like either for you and, Town Square specifically, or for like the early Monad ecosystem. It's obviously really hard to bootstrap an ecosystem to sustain user attention, to sustain user activity. As you mentioned, the interoperability aspect between chains is now pretty strong, at least a lot stronger than it was in previous years. So like, what do you anticipate is going to be the biggest challenge for either yourself or like generally builders in the Monad ecosystem?
Right. I think it's really about identifying the high value users and also loyal users in the short, medium, and long run. I think we've had a pretty good opportunity to do that during testnet. I think what you guys have been, cooking from foundation in terms of the Monad cards and the boxes, that's been a underutilized and undervalued instrument in a lot of previous ecosystems that launched, right? Because now you have this data and then for example, for a protocol, if we can build a dashboard where we have visualization, we have an insight into which of these, Monad cardholders actually put their mon into productive use on mainnet, then we would be able to gain an insight into maybe this is the target group of users that we want for our reward program as well, and then maybe engaging with them in some way on socials, right? So I think if you look across the previous ecosystem that launched, they really didn't have any of these tools, right? And then I think in terms of like a distribution like public goods tooling, this is probably one of the best programs I've seen coming out of a credibly neutral foundation, right? So I think like for us, we're definitely gonna put Monad cards and the whole catalog into use for our reward program as well. I think the biggest advantage of launching, having some time and then launching a reward program after mainnet launches is that you would have that on-chain data insight coupled with a Monad card holder instrument that you guys have.
Yeah. Well, it's exciting for sure, and a lot to look forward to. I think JC seems like a final alpha guy, right?
Yeah, let's get the final alpha going with JC.
So I don't know if we've done this with you at any point in the past, but we actually, you know what? What am I talking about? I'm not the guy who intros final alpha. I'm gonna pass it off to the guy who is.
So the final alpha, JC, I know you've watched the pipeline before, but I'm going to describe it anyways because sometimes, every once in a while, someone is watching the pipeline that has never watched it before. And so for those new viewers, we'll introduce the final alpha question the same way we always do. Basically, the final alpha, it's just something that you want to leave the viewers with. It could be a piece of wisdom. It could be something you've learned. It could be something you're looking forward to. If somehow that could count as alpha, it could be the nuanced details of whatever you're doing with USD1 and World Liberty Fi. It could be really any final piece, final words that you would like to part the stream with that may ring and reverberate across the internet and in the viewers' minds for probably just the next few minutes max, but potentially for years to come.
Yeah, I think for the Monad community, I would just say this is the community you want to be in and a part of. There's so many opportunities. It's such a vibrant, nascent community. Even in the crypto timeline landscape of things, there's definitely a lot. I can't really say about the details of the WolFi part, but keep your notifications on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Be a part of the community. A lot of alpha.
Keep your noties on. This is where you want to be. What are you going to say to your grandchildren when they ask you, what were you doing when the entire world, when the entire financial system came on chain? You are going to want to say, I was in the trenches with the Monad community. And when you tell that, everyone's going to know what Monad is.
And you don't want to miss out on the whole Monad and WolFi alpha coming out.
Wow.
You don't want to miss out on this alpha.
You don't want to miss out on anything that's going on in the Monad ecosystem. JC, this was a ton of fun. We'll have to get you back on soon. Maybe we can coordinate some media around this impending announcement that I'm sure everyone's looking forward to. I know I am. And appreciate you coming on. It's always a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, JC.
Thank you, guys.
Beauty. We are going to cut to one more very brief break, and then we will be back with Alex, CEO of Nansen. Stick with us. Monad in the morning. And yet again, we are back. This is
live again.
This is incredible, and this is Monad
In the morning.
Thanks for sticking with us. Last but not least for today's lineup, certainly not least, we are honored to be joined by Alex, CEO of Nansen. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me on the show. I'm honored to be at Monad headquarters.
Oh yeah.
Not actually the headquarters, but the
Feels
New
like the
York,
headquarters.
the New York studio for ecosystem builders.
Where's the
primarily.
headquarter? On chain or?
Well, Monad is globally distributed, so
Okay.
there is no
It's like,
HQ.
that sounds like a CZ answer.
Yeah. we're doing our best impression. Alex, we're fired up to have you on. I know we have some questions, things that we want to get into, but
Yes.
I think first, maybe just for any of the audience that's coming from the Monad side, a little bit of background, maybe your story
Yes.
in crypto, a little bit of what Nansen does, anything like that would be helpful.
Absolutely. So my background is in AI. I like to say I was in AI before it was cool. So graduated 2010, then went into management consulting for a few years. Can you believe it? I was a data scientist, a data science manager, and then in 2017, I discovered Ethereum, fell down the rabbit hole, and then moved from Barcelona to Hong Kong, where I joined a startup that had just done an ICO. They raised $15 million when ETH was $1,400, and then they laid everyone off 11 months later when ETH was $80.
Oh my god!
And they hadn't sold anything to stablecoins. So I kind of took that experience and had built up some ideas on what I wanted to do, and basically co-founded Nansen the year after. And so the thing we started with at Nansen was to just label addresses. So to give people some context, back in those days, you would see like whale alerts on Twitter where you saw, some address sent $100 million to another address and everyone was scrambling. They didn't know how to interpret it. So I figured like we should find a way to label these addresses so we know that this is like a fund depositing into an exchange or like what's going on. So that was kind of the impetus. We wanted to create like a chain analysis for the people in a way. Like people should see what's happening on chain, understand it, and then make it available to traders, investors, users of on-chain tokens and products. And so we've built that out over the last 6 years. We're now 80 people, so I think a good size. And people can use our product to track their portfolio, to discover tokens, to perform due diligence. And soon, you're going to be able to trade with Nansen as well.
Ah,
That's alpha, right?
That is product alpha, indeed.
we live for product alpha on the pipeline on Monad in the morning for what it's
Yeah.
worth. So that's very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and since we're dropping alpha, it's worth pushing on a little bit deeper. So now or very soon, you're going to be able to trade on Nansen.
Yes.
Why would somebody want to do that as opposed to like another trading venue?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think first of all, my maybe hot take is that the trading user experience is actually not that great. It's very clunky, lots of clicks. It's very daunting for a lot of people. And we have this new force in the world, which is AI. And so to me, I think this is a huge opportunity to rethink the whole user experience on how people trade and also make it more accessible to people who aren't necessarily professional or very degen traders. So we basically kind of reimagined what trading should look like. And we said, if we're living in 2030, what does trading look like in 2030? And then can we build that today? And so the whole user experience for trading with Nansen is agentic, right? So you might be familiar with vibe coding tools like Cursor. Our thinking is that we want to create vibe trading, right? And the idea is that you can do the whole stack of trading with Nansen. You can go out and do discovery. You can talk to the agent about like what tokens are smart money buying right now, or what launched in the last 5 minutes on chain that maybe I should look at. And then you can do your due diligence as well. You can ask questions about it, and you don't have to jump around to a bunch of different websites. You can actually, the agent pulls in the information you need, whether it's on chain, from the web, from X, into one place. And then when you feel like, okay, I think I'm ready to pull the trigger, I want to put $100 into this token or whatever, you just literally tell that to the agent, a modal pops up, and you click approve. And because we'll have an integrated embedded wallet within Nansen, you don't have to like jump to another wallet to approve it, which is kind of a crappy experience as well, if we're being honest, in crypto. You just tap approve in the app, and it finds the best price for you and executes it. So we basically like reimagine what trading looks like, and I think it is fundamentally a new way to trade.
Awesome. Well, we love continuity and pulling things together. On Monad in the morning, we had Monorail on, I guess an hour ago.
Yep.
That is trying to find the best paths for swapping on Monad and aggregating them. So
amazing. Maybe we should integrate them.
Exactly. Yeah. If you guys integrate with Monorail, you know what? Slap Town Square on there as well. JC was teasing his World Liberty financing for every 3 minutes for the entire stream. So
yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, presumably we didn't say this yet, but presumably this might be on Monad.
Hopefully, you guys need to get on mainnet, and then it's off to the races. So I mean, to me, I just want to mention that the last time I was in New York was actually when I met Keone the first time, and he walked up to me. He wasn't very well known at the time, and we connected, and I ended up I think being one of the first checks in the seed round for Monad. So now it's coming full circle. Like maybe we'll be able to integrate Monad into our product, and you'll be able to trade on it. So it's cool how much has happened in the last 4 years.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a small industry, right? People joke about being a small world. It's a very small industry.
Yeah.
Meeting the right people, making good connections, keeping a high rep is extremely important. So.
But actually, like on this note, I think another question is like why now? Like in terms of the trading product. And I was chatting with someone else about this morning, and to me, it's really about the infrastructure, and the components are now good enough that you can do this stuff on chain, right? If we go back like 4 years ago, you literally could not have built this product that we're building, because it was too costly to make trades on chain. Like Uniswap trades were like $50 in gas back then. You didn't really have the wallet technology that we could integrate, and of course, you didn't have AI at the level that we have now. So this product that we're building now is kind of standing on the shoulder of giants, right? You have really great chains you can build on. You have really great wallet technology. You have great aggregators, which is a very hard problem to solve. And you have great AI models that you can build on. So we're kind of taking all of those components and then, of course, adding our own data and our own technology on top of that to create a really great integrated user experience for trading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know if this is what I'm allowed to say or not, but we're live on stream, so I'm going to say it anyways. I got to see it yesterday.
Yes.
And it's actually awesome. Like, genuinely, like, for people that use crypto all the time, you go into a wallet, you understand how the user experience is. We're used to it, and so it doesn't feel like that bad generally if you have to do something. Like, if you got to swap one asset on one chain to a different one on another, like, that's kind of a pain. Or if somebody wants stables on an L2 and you don't have any money there and you're going to move it, like, it's kind of a pain. But like in general, we're okay with the user experience just because we've, grown accustomed to it.
We have Stockholm syndrome.
Right.
We really stuck with it, and we fell in love with this crappy user experience.
Right. And then when I watched the product demo, I had this holy shit moment of, wait, that is way better.
Yes.
Like, it's just way better.
Yeah.
It was the cleanest trading experience that I have seen in crypto to date.
Thank you. That's very nice of you to say.
Yeah, well,
I feel the same way.
Yeah, that's why you built it, right? Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, but I imagine like the real like secret sauce here is the combination of those three components that you described, like having the data, having the AI, and now having the ability to like trade directly within this stack.
Yep.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I would imagine the vision is like everyone will trade here because this is the best place to get information. It's the best user experience, and ultimately, ideally, you get the best execution as well.
Exactly. So I think my view has always been that the deepest liquidity is going to be found on chain. And as a result, you're going to have the best prices of assets on chain. And so if you think about that, it's actually a pretty profound thing, because it means that anyone who can connect to the chain can now give users the best price, right? So I think that's like hugely disruptive to centralized exchanges. Like if I were Coinbase or whatever, I would launch Base, which is what they have done, right? Because that's where the future is at. So I don't really think you're going to be able to have a moat around liquidity as you've had in the past with centralized exchanges. I think liquidity is going to be like open source in a way, like it's going to be accessible to anyone. So then for us, it's about how do you create the best possible user experience, and how can we leverage what we have. And of course, we literally have the best on-chain data in the world. And so for those who are not that familiar with our product, we have like 500 million addresses labeled. We can say this is some public figure, this is a market maker, this is an exchange, and so on and so forth. And incidentally, a lot of that labeling, of course, is agentic as well, right? It's like AI behind the scenes. And so being able to leverage that when you are trading and investing is super valuable, right? So I think actually, the moat, I think there's kind of two moats. Like one is to be the base layer, which like Monad is really well set up to be. And the other moat is to own the end user relationship, which is what we want to do. And the thinking is that people should go to Nansen first, because that's where you go to get the information. We have the best data. We have literally every single transaction that happened in real time and historically on all the major chains. And we have labeled the transactions or the addresses of those. That's like really hard to recreate. And then we also run our own evals or benchmarks for how to connect all of this to the LLMs, right? So we have a really, really great AI team internally that does all the stuff, because you want to make sure that when you talk to the agent, it doesn't hallucinate, right? It doesn't like execute the wrong trade or stuff like that. So the stakes are pretty high. So we do a lot of work on sort of quality assuring the user experience, making sure that we have the best evals, so that if any competing product would say like we're better, we will just find some way to run benchmarks and show that we have the best agent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we or I know like when a lot of like the large kind of tip of the spear LLM companies, so OpenAI, Tesla, or XAI, I guess, when they talk about AI and the use cases for it, it's like very clear that having the best data set is key.
Yes.
Like if you could be 10% as efficient, but if you have better data, your model is going to be much better.
Yeah.
And so it almost seems like you guys are taking this moat of having amazing data on the Nansen side and saying, okay, if we build this on top of it, we're going to have the best data, so we can build the best agentic experience for people to actually go and trade on. Is that somewhat accurate?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So there are actually kind of at least two AI challenges to solve. There's a few more, but two core ones. One is to do the labeling really well, which is agentic. And by the way, there's a network effect in the labeling, right? Which is maybe not obvious to most people. But if you have like 3 addresses that transact with each other, if you know what 2 of them are, you're more likely to be able to figure out what the third one is. This is actually like pretty obvious when you think about it. But what it means is the more labels you have, the better you're going to be at labeling the next address that comes in. And so that's one thing. And we do this extremely well. We've literally founded the company trying to solve that problem. And then the other thing is to then push the AI to the front end so that the end user can just talk to the AI. And that's a very multifaceted challenge. Again, you don't want it to hallucinate. You want it to be really fast. You want it to have access to all the data. You want it to be able to actually like even understand, kind of have some domain knowledge about crypto. So in the beginning when we were building it, it would say things like, oh wow, Smart Money bought a massive amount of this token. They bought $600. And we were like, that's not a lot of money. But it didn't have like the domain knowledge to understand that. Yeah. So you have to like, iterate and run evals and like improve it over time.
Whale alert.
Yeah, exactly.
600.
600. That's amazing. Like what an amount of money. And so, so anyway, so I think like those two core challenges, and then there are like sub challenges. For example, if you express an intent in natural language, like buy 10 Pengu, that's a pretty easy one. But what if I say like rebalance my portfolio? Or I say like, okay, buy all of the tokens we looked at in this session. It should be able to understand that and then create literally the orders and then execute them, right? So that then you have to make sure that the agent is really good at understanding your intent.
Yeah, it's reminding me a little bit of this tweet that I think Base 16Z put out yesterday, which loosely paraphrasing, it was a pretty gigabrain take, honestly. But he was basically saying that like with all this innovation, with more and more coming on chain, you have high net worth individuals and smart money that are much more inclined to self-manage their own investments and their own portfolio.
Yes.
And I'm curious, like with all the data that you're tracking and with the evolution of more and more coming on chain, you mentioned potentially in the future, like the deepest liquidity will always be on chain.
Yeah.
What like patterns are you seeing, if any, that you think would be surprising to someone who's not in the trenches alongside you and the team looking at this stuff with a really, sharp magnifying glass?
That's a really good question. I will say I've been a little bit surprised by the whole perps focus, that has become so big in terms of what retail investors want. Intuitively to me, perps are actually kind of complex, but somehow like users or investors are happy to trade with perps. I think, occasionally then you get the wake up call that like actually there is a lot of risk in trading with perps. Then you do get surprised by a lot of stuff that just generally is kind of hard. Like even when NFTs were getting popular, that was a little bit counterintuitive for a while. Like why would people spend so much money on NFTs? And similarly with meme coins, like sometimes I do feel like a boomer because I don't like get the narrative right away. And it's like, okay, now I kind of get it. I remember when Trump launched his meme coin, I was like, that is the worst idea ever. And then I was like, okay, let me try to understand why it's a good idea. And I was like, okay, I could convince myself. And then they launched the Melania token. I was like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
I don't understand it.
Back to square one.
Yes.
I think there's this funny thing that happens in crypto where like people do such dumb things. And for some reason, just the numbers that float around with money feel like video game numbers.
Yes.
You're like this is the entire industry as a whole is like almost $4 trillion. Like that's a big boy industry. Like that's a lot of money. When people do things and it's worth this ridiculous amount of money, you're like, oh, this must be smart. Like there must be some omniscient person who has perfect information and knows way more than me, and they created this thing and it's has to be so good. And like it feels like that. And then the more you learn and look behind the curtain, like, I don't know, I'm on 8 years in crypto, working full time in it since 2020. Like, there's a lot of just people that do silly things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's when you are skeptical of like the Trump token, you're like, is this some gigabrain play or is this literally what it looks like?
Yeah.
And the president just ripped a meme coin and it's like, it's just a ridiculous thing.
It's the IQ curve meme.
Right.
There's so much which is like, it's just the left curve thing.
Right.
Which happens to be the same as the right curve thing.
Yeah, it's it's the weirdest balance where you want to be able to put yourself in the shoes of the left curve and go, should I be skeptical or is this real and it's going to go?
Well, it's interesting because this is how like many people started using Nansen back in DeFi summer. They would literally use our product to see what Alameda was doing. And we know how that ended up, right? But like that's what people would do. They would see like, Kimchi Finance just launched. You know, should I put money into this, or is it a rug? And they're like, well, Alameda has put like $10 million into it, so I'll do the same, right? And that was kind of the proxy that people had. And in a way, it's funny. Like philosophically, it maybe doesn't even matter if they're like left curve or right curve about it, because the end result is the same, right? So, yeah, and so I think like it's good to be open-minded in crypto. It's like that's the learning you keep arriving at over and over. That stuff that seems insane or crazy or stupid. Maybe there is something there, or maybe it's just stupid, but like still it's gonna, people like stupid stuff. So
and if you are able to pick and determine which ones have staying power and which ones are actually stupid,
yes,
this is the best place in the world for you. Like
Totally.
it makes me think of Loot,
yes.
like the NFTs. With
Oh
birds on
man,
them.
I remember
That
Loot.
tricked so many smart people into
Yeah.
like they had just seen NFTs happen. They're like, oh shit, like I was so wrong about these. People care
Yeah.
about pictures.
Yeah.
I need to be way more open-minded. Loot
And then it
trapped
tanked.
so many people into going, oh my God, I missed NFTs because I wasn't open-minded. Loot.
Yeah.
How can I project my fantasies onto this project? And then it just went bonkers and then like immediately to zero.
I remember seeing Kyle from Multicoin buying Loot, the top of
Right.
Loot. But then they are also incredible investors. So like,
Probably
you
the
just have
best.
to be open-minded.
Right. And so like even the smartest, like by performance, the smartest, best investors in the space, like it gets them.
Yeah.
And there's just something about crypto where you don't really know what the next thing is going to be, but being able to determine it is so valuable.
Yes.
That it drives people in circles. It is
Yeah.
truly
And so I
remarkable.
think one of my frustrations, like as an investor, I wouldn't call myself a trader, but as an investor over the years, is that you sell things too early because you mid curve it. You're like, okay, a 3x is good. I'll take the 3x. And then it's like, oh, that was Bored Apes, and I had 40, and I minted them, and I sold them all with 3x, and it could have been $16 million. But
oh my God, yeah.
Many such cases, although that's a quite
True
the case.
story.
Yeah. That's something. I know we are probably coming up on time. I know you got a busy day here. But we did get a question that I definitely want to ask because it came up off camera before we hopped
It
on.
literally happened within the first couple seconds.
Yeah. As soon as you hopped on, Sailor Nini, shout out Sailor Nini, absolute legend.
She will not get a spin.
Sailor Nini's asks, where is Alex's jacket from?
Oh, the fourth person to ask. It is actually from A16Z Founder Summit.
Oh.
So they custom made it, and I put this thing I designed. Well, I didn't design it. I placed it there. So we showed up. We got the jackets, and then they had this little app where you could place different logos. And this I felt was the most elegant, discreet logo. Although I was like, does it look like a communist China jacket afterwards? But then somehow maybe it's the communism in New York City that people are embracing.
It looks like a World War II fighter jet jacket.
Yeah. So that's the jacket.
And the viewers can't see, but you've got some pretty epic Air Force Ones on.
That's right.
Looks custom.
They are custom. Shout out to Achilles Kicks, who designed them. He hounded me in my DMs for weeks, and eventually I responded, and I thought I would get scammed, but he actually made the shoes.
Well, they're beautiful. I know the viewers can't see them, but custom Pudgy Penguins Air Force Ones.
Yes.
Very sweet.
Thank you.
You got a good penguin.
I do have a good penguin. I have a few other good penguins, too. Yeah, I have the most pink penguin on Earth. It has a pink background, a pink skin, pink cheeks, and a pink beanie.
Wow.
That's maxed out.
It's maxed
Yeah,
out.
that's
I
a
think it's
maxed out
the
pink.
most pink penguin in the world.
Hell yeah. Well, there will only ever be, or no, there's what, 8,888
penguins. Yes. Do you own a penguin?
I do. I
You
do have
do?
a penguin.
Beautiful.
I've been a penguin on the internet for a very long time. I have held a Pudgy Penguin for a very long time, and I'm a proud community member.
Amazing.
I love the penguins.
Yeah.
The huddle.
Same. We need to get penguins on. We have a penguin right there.
I know. Well, we had Joey Moose, who is the original.
Oh.
I am my penguin, and my penguin is me.
Yes.
He was the
wow.
first guest.
He's a legend.
He was
Yeah.
the first guest on the show today.
Amazing. I have like penguin art on my wall at home. Like this. Have you ever seen this? It's a Michelangelo piece, right? Where God, what is it? The Human Touch, or I
Oh
can't remember.
yes.
And it's all penguins. I bought that NFT and I got it made into like a massive print. So it's on my wall at home.
Let's go.
That print. Sometimes I see it on X. People post it. I'm like, that's my NFT on my wall.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, this is our longest stream ever, I believe. We are 2.5 hours in.
Damn.
Close.
Second,
close to it.
second to longest. We
What
did
was
have
it
a
longest?
3-hour one. I think you bailed.
That makes a lot more sense. This is my longest stream ever. We've had 3 intermissions. I'm looking for a 4th. I'm starving.
Well, this is probably a great place to leave it. I know you've got meetings to
Yeah.
get to as well, Alex, but really appreciate you taking the time, dropping in here. In case there's anyone out there who's living under a rock that doesn't follow you on Twitter, or if they want to go discover the trading platform, where should they find you? Where should they find Nansen? Where should they look for news and updates?
All you gotta do is point down. I got it right. Yeah.
There you go. And also, importantly, go to the App Store, download Nansen AI, or go to the Play Store if you're on Android, and start using it, because soon you're going to be able to trade with it as well. So it's good to get into the flow of working with the agent.
Get into the flow, work with the agent.
Let the agent work with you.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Feel it
absolutely
out.
love it. Alex, appreciate the time today. This has been a ton of fun.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
For the community, we've got some spins to get to.
Oh, I forgot about the spins.
Intern, are you
I'll
able to
spin.
stick around for it?
Yeah. Let me spin. I'm
Awesome.
not gonna eat till like 4.
You're good
today.
to go.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Appreciate you, Alex.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And good luck with mainnet.
Hell yeah.
Be busy.
Exciting times for sure. Let's get this wheel going, and I'll help you get out.
The wheel of despair today. It's only bad prizes
Asked
today.
If I would wear this while spinning
For his
the
spin?
wheel.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. This is like the craziest. I think I've gotten, if I had to guess, if they were like, you have to pick an over under and people can bet on either side of it on Twitter notifications, I would say I'm at 3,000 Twitter notifications today. It's ridiculous, dude.
You can't see the number that high though.
If you have your tabs open, it'll show you like since the last time I opened this tab, it's 264, which I think was like 15 minutes ago.
All right, Nacho wanted me to wear this while we spin the wheel. So
That's
Okay,
amazing.
Joseph's back on his Halloween arc, and he looks handsome as a devil.
Nacho.
Hopefully, Keone doesn't mind you rocking his mask for Halloween.
Is that Keone's mask?
Yeah, there's lore on this.
What is the lore?
So Keone went to Mexico for the Mobile 3 conference, or the Mobile 3 hackathon, and the Bitso stablecoin conference, and he did a podcast with Espacio Crypto. Shout out Espacio Crypto. And they gave him the I think they call it the Luchador mask, and Keone put it on mid podcast, but it was too small.
He has quite a melon.
His brain is too big for
His brain alone might be able to fit in that contraption,
maybe,
but not the rest of the casing that's inside of it. We got spin to wins.
We
We only
got
had a couple
spin.
questions. How many spins do we have today?
Yeah,
So-
I guess actually I wanna give some recommendation to the community, because it is awesome and unique on Monad in the Morning that we do the community AMA. However, don't feel pressured to ask questions in the chat. Don't try and come up with something just for the sake of coming up with something. I know the spin to win and the prizes are compelling, but I would encourage everyone who is a Monad in the Morning super fan who loves to ask questions of our guest, think about the questions that you would ask the guest. Think about the questions that would get a cool take, a cool reaction, and what you would genuinely want to. hear from
Mirth
the
is saying
guests.
he's not asking questions because he doesn't want to get blocked.
That's fair enough. If you want to just kick back and enjoy the stream, that is, hey, more power to you. Let's get into our spins of the week. First up, we have It's Nacho 70. Nacho.
I feel like Jessup, you have to spin this one.
Yeah, we got to give this to the real Nacho.
Send it down the line.
For you, Nacho.
Oh yeah, get that wheel cranking.
Come on, Nacho.
And blocked. I don't know.
Imagine.
Pipeline VIP. I believe he's already got that, right?
Yeah, but that's what happens when you show up every week. Shout out Nacho, we appreciate you.
Does he get an extra spin if he already has it?
I mean, he probably got some
Yes.
big boxes today. So
Has your box.
Main block.
Yeah!
See you later.
Get him!
See you later.
Have you seen that? Oh my god, there is this commercial that is so funny. They play it during college football. He's like, the Go Dogs.
Nacho,
So good.
you got blocked.
All right, Nacho.
What's
we'll
Nacho's
see you
tag
next
again?
week.
I feel like I've blocked him like 3.
Nacho 79. Decatan dropped it in there pretty quickly.
79. Oh, we were following him. That's tough to go from a follow
To a block.
Step 1, unfollow. Step 2, block.
Oh, poor Nacho. We
So-
love you.
So one thing I was thinking of doing is, if you notice right here, there's a animation. Yep. And it animates whenever I press that. I'm thinking of doing it a certain amount of times, and whoever can count how many times I do it during the stream will get a spin.
Well, if you are able to
Remember?
Just do one
count
more time.
and remember.
I got it now. I missed.
All right, ready?
It's not even gonna look good even if we do it the right way.
All right, who we spinning for?
Who's
All right,
next?
let's knock
Next
this
up,
out.
we got IOBNAD, EYOBNAD.
Hey yo, be Ned.
Spin it, Jessup.
Sick 'em, Lotto, sick 'em.
A main follow.
Okay.
Oh, IOBNAD. We got to get this Twitter handle in the chat. I don't know IOBNAD's Twitter handle off the top of my
You
head.
think it's this person?
I do not. I do not think that is IOBNAD, but hey, maybe it is. Let's
The main account's notification.
Is it from Saw? Is that actually it? Oh, I think from Saw got it.
Sa.
from Saw.
Sa.
Appreciate you
what
from
is it?
Saw.
Yoya 0145. YOYA 0145.
IOB
Yeah,
Ned.
that's
There
him.
it
Wait,
is.
it's in a follow? Follow or block?
Follow.
right.
IOB Ned.
All right,
Catching the main
this is
follow.
for Saw, just so we don't forget.
Okay, yeah. From
Saw.
Saw. From Saw. This one's for you.
John W. Rich Kid video.
Okay.
It
Those are
is-
going out of style quick.
It is also highly questionable as to whether John will deliver on that prize, but
I think he's in hiding right now.
it is out of our
The community
hands.
airdrop has sent John into hiding.
Yeah.
Be nice to John. Be nice. You guys, we're trying our best here.
Nene, John, Bill.
Be nice to Nene, John, and Bill.
And Mike Webb. Shout out Mike Webb.
Shout out Mike
Mike
Webb.
Webb deserves all the shout outs in the world. We do not shout out Mike Webb or
He hasn't posted his ticket.
or the community team enough. Some absolute legends. Mike Webb has done a ton for the pipeline, ton for the show. So yeah, we appreciate you during what is a clearly hectic time. A lot of emotions flying around. And speaking of emotions, this next
Who's
spin
next?
is for Sovan.
Sovan.
What's it gonna be, Sovan?
Monad hat.
You get a hat.
You get a hat.
Sovan, how'd the boxes treat you today?
Yeah,
Let
so
us-
on.
I guess that's kind of a rhetorical question because I won't be able to hear you no matter what you say. Maybe if you put in the chat, Jessup will be able to
Read
see.
it aloud.
We'll read it aloud.
We
Not bad.
asked another. We got another IO BNAD question, so let's spin it up.
We'll give him another.
IO BNAD. Plushie for IO BNAD.
Dang,
That's a good
I
one.
am
That's kind of sick.
I'm like trying not to laugh so hard every time I see Jessup
I know.
just come up on screen, hammer the wheel in the mask. This is incredible. Jessup, you got to wear that thing every episode. Next up, Decatan.
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 Woo, woo, woo.
APAC follow.
Decatan with the APAC follow. Nice.
Pretty neutral prize.
And that concludes our spins of the week. We did forget something. There's a lot going on, so
we
did
did
forget
spin
something.
for Decatan? Was that one?
That was
Decatan.
Decatan.
Okay, cool.
The APAC follow. I'll go ping the APAC.
Now, there was something that we were supposed to do today, and we forgot. There's a lot
Viewer
going
of the
on.
week?
We were supposed to put viewer of the
Oh.
week on the stream today.
I was
So-
going to drop this on stream because this is hilarious.
Okay, but that's not our viewer of the week.
No,
that is
but
a
it
great,
is-
that is an exceptional cosplay from Vikru.
You saw
Never,
that one, right?
Yeah.
Vikru never disappoints. Um,
Decatan?
yeah, Decatan.
APAC follow.
Yeah. What's Decatan's thing, real quick? Sorry, keep going. I will search.
Yeah, I was trying to say this one thing and I can't get it out. Viewer of the week. We'll get you next week. There we go.
Who is it? Who is the viewer of the week?
I forget off the top of my head. I know we owe it to someone, and I was just taking a long time to get that sentence out. So
Sorry, I also jumped in and right in the middle.
no. It's fair. I just want, if you are the viewer of the week from last week, we have a record of it somewhere, and we will put you up as the viewer of the week for next week. So we appreciate you. We'll get that going. Lot to come. Lot to look forward to. Hope everyone really enjoyed day 3 of the Monad Claim experience, the unboxing. We have big things in the pipeline, much to come, and
Yeah, congrats to everybody.
yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. It's been an incredible couple years riding with the Monad community. I know there's a lot of excitement out there today, but this is just the beginning. The entire world is coming on chain, and Monad is well poised to capture those inflows. So
Welcome, stakeholders.
position accordingly. Discover the ecosystem. If you are a community member that knows the ecosystem, that knows about Monad, you have a huge opportunity to become a leader in the next evolution of the Monad community. Mainnet is just the start. So hope to see everyone continue winning out there. Wish you a very happy Throughput Thursday, and we will see you next week on Monad in the Morning.
Happy Halloween, too.
And happy Halloween.